Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Alex, and this is my channel with which I want to record my day trading experience. Now, I am a very new day trader. I started last Thursday. Literally, this is my 5th day of trading, and I've spent the last year reading many books. I can recommend a book list. Uh, I can do it in the description or in a later video. I read a bunch of books about day trading, about chart reading, about strategies, risk management, that kind of stuff. And I've been watching a bunch of videos on YouTube to learn how to do this. And yeah, now this month I've decided to take a couple of my savings and start practicing. So far, to be honest, I haven't been very successful, but I still want to upload these videos because I feel that out there on YouTube there are many videos with explanations on trading and with lots of information on strategies and lots of information, especially like there's lots of videos with successful trades. How I made this much money in this amount of time with this much capital, blah 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 blah. But very few actual videos with actual experience, with actual trading explanations, live trading. I wanted to make live trading videos and so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing in what time frame, because some of these trades it really literally depends on seconds. 1 second can make a big difference. And that's where emotion comes in, where it can be very difficult managing your emotions and not giving to all those, FOMO. You've probably heard of this if you've studied day trading for a while, fear of missing out, and other things, panic selling. There's lots of emotions that influence you during your trading. So it's important to realize that and to see that in action, I feel, because when you see in what time frame I will do those trades, I can also explain exactly what I was thinking in that moment. And now, of course, in retrospect, I can tell you what possible mistakes I have made. So I think this will be useful for anyone who wants to get that kind of experience, or to see that kind of experience, actually seeing someone trading live and what they were thinking, the thoughts that were going through their heads, because this is something that YouTube doesn't have. Now, as I said, I wanted to do a live video, a live stream of my trading, and I did record my entire trading, but I had sound issues, so I couldn't actually use that video. Um, I have it here, and I've written down the times. So we can go through this just for basic starters information. As you can see today, I'm not doing well. I am $81 in the negative. I did 3 trades. Today was a very slow day. Usually I take, well, not too many. Usually I take 4 to 5 or maybe 6 trades. Excuse me. But this today the market was very slow, and that's why I only took 3. But still, I made mistakes, and I will go into those mistakes while talking. As you will notice here, I do have one extra trade that I still haven't closed. This is an exception. I usually don't do this. I usually go into a trade and out of the trade the very same day. But this one I'm risking very little. As you can see, I only have 100 shares, so I'm risking at most $279.50. Of course, I don't want to lose that, but let me show you the daily chart of that. If you've probably seen charts again. Now, this one does not look very, very promising. I am going here into this hope. As you can see here, there's one day where it kind of spikes up. and then it spikes a little bit up the next day, and then makes a really big spike on the third day after. And I'm just checking if that is going to happen again, given that this particular stock has risen above the moving averages that I have set here. Now, this platform is TradeZero. This is one with no PDT rule, so you don't have to start with 25,000 US dollars, but you can start with few. I think it's a minimum of 500. But only for non-US citizens. Now, I'm not a US citizen, so I can use this. So far I can recommend it. The important thing is about this one that I can have at least 3 charts and at least 2 second level charts here. And then you see my watch list and my portfolio and some other information, news. Anyway, let's go into my trading today. As you can see, let me go back here. I traded BOSC, BLNK, TBLT, these 3 stocks. Now, I think BOSC is a Chinese stock. I don't know too much about these companies. I want to learn day trading based on technical analysis, so I am not looking too much into the actual companies. With time, I'm sure I will learn a bit. I will learn more about these companies and what they have, and with the news, I will see what they actually do. Anyway, this is my first video on YouTube, my first video at all. So please forgive me if I'm stuttering or talking slowly and repeating myself. I'll try to. Well, I will get better with time, but just stick with me. So now we can go into what I did. So the first is at 140. Let me just quickly go there. Here, let me go a little bit further back. So here you can see I was watching BOSC, and it had just made this big spike. So I was thinking, okay, I should maybe check this out, maybe go into this. This was in the first few minutes of the market. As you can see, well, it says 15:32. However, in the US, this is 9:32, so just 2 minutes after the market opened. And the first few minutes are extremely volatile. Actually, in the last few days, I made the experience that these are too volatile for beginner traders, but today I made this mistake of trading it anyway, and I regretted it, as you will see. So this is the first lesson I can put into this video. Here you can see I just made the order based on this chart. So it was rising, falling a bit, and I was expecting it. That was a bit too early. I should have waited for this for the first 1 minute bar to make a new high, just a little bit higher than this one. Then I should have gone in. However, I went in too early. That was yet another mistake, lesson 2. So 2 things already. First mistake that I made is that I actually took a risk in trading this early market, this just after the market opening. I should not do that. I should have not done this because the market is extremely volatile and only very experienced traders know how to navigate it. Second mistake here was that I didn't wait for the next high. And as you can see, it just kept dropping. And now let's pause this and go back to the daily chart of this particular stock. Well, not the daily, the intraday chart. My computer is quite slow. As you can see, it went to this high. Roughly this is where I bought it. And then from then on, it just kept falling. Now, why am I keeping this? This is the open position. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong chart earlier. This is quite embarrassing. But anyway, as you can see, this stock on the daily chart has a history of rising. Well, here it rises once. God, this thing is annoying. It rises once. This is super annoying. I'm sorry. Rises once, twice, and a third time. And even here, it rises. Well, here it has kind of a low, but this is all. It just dropped above the EMAs here. So I'm hoping that it will continue going up in the next few days. As I said, I'm not risking too much. It's $279. Yeah, I hope in the next few days something like this will happen. I already set a sales order at lower than today's high. Just in case today or tomorrow it goes up to this level again, I will have made a small profit, 15 cents, 15 and a half cents of individual profit. So times 100, that will be $15 in profit. If this one goes through, and if not, then well, I will see. But that's as I said, it's an exception, and I don't recommend doing this necessarily unless you have reasons for it. My reasons here are honestly also not the best, but anyway, I'm doing this hoping that maybe it will go up again, and it's a pretty small, only 100 shares order, so I'm not risking too much altogether. Now. Back to this. Yeah, as you can see, this was a mistaken order, and it did keep falling after that. Now, let's go to BLNK, my second trade of the day. And before I start the video, you can already see this has risen, had a micro pullback, and then risen again and another micro pullback. So this setup was better than the one I had before. The one with BOSC is actually more likely that this one will go up after this one. And so let me just play this. As you can see, I go here, and we can watch this side. There we go. I just ordered. I use hotkeys to buy. That's why you don't see me type anything. I strongly recommend using hotkeys because, as I said, with seconds making all the difference, it's important that you can have fast reaction timing. We don't need to see that. I'm actually setting a hotkey here. So yeah, we can see that this happened, and I was watching it, and let's go to the chart again of BLNK. So here we have this one. This was the time when so here we have let me make this a little bit smaller. No, not like, just like this. Yes, this is what we saw. Micro pullback, rise up, small pullback. This is when I went in to buy, seeing that there's a chance it might rise again. Now it did rise in the minute right after that, as you can see here. But I was hoping for it to break $3, so I didn't sell in that moment. As you can see, it kept falling afterwards, so I regret that too. I realize now that it was going sideways for quite a long time. Let me go back to the video to show this. At 9:25, yes. So we can see I was watching this here, and it was already for me in a profitable area. I was just hoping it would go even higher. However, seeing that there's lots of buys, but there's also lots of sellers, and it just doesn't seem to break 95 cents or $3. So in this one, it's still okay to wait in this moment. It might still break out higher, but as we can see, Now it started dropping again. And this has been the moment when I should have realized, okay, I should have at least started to consider the fact that this might not come back up. It just has been struggling to hold that level, and now it starts dropping. I keep waiting though, and let me go to, I keep waiting for quite a long time actually. 11, 12. Oh yes, see, this is 2 minutes later, and you can see it's still kind of like at this level, not really breaking it. And now it starts falling, and it goes rapidly. As you can see, in just a couple of seconds, it dropped 10 cents, and went slightly back up again. But then, as we can see in the chart, it just, in the next few minutes, it drops very much. It goes up a little bit, drops, and then just kind of goes sideways. So I was holding this for a long time. I was hoping that it might come back, but that was also a very, very risky hope. And the lesson here is, as I had seen, if I missed the first high, which is, you know, because I think it keeps going, but it doesn't, then at least on the next bar, when it starts dropping, I should try to get out with a little bit of loss instead of, as we can see, I then eventually sold it just around here when it had like a small rise to 261. I sold it at 252, something like that. Yes, 252 for a $35 loss. Again, it's not a big loss, but it's something I would have rather avoided. Okay, now we can come to the third trade that I made. That was with TBLT. Let me just load this chart real quick. Okay, let's go to the video. 1249. So I was watching here, as you can see, on around this level. It had just risen briefly before and then dropped quite a lot, in fact, and it will continue dropping for quite a while here, as you can see. And it will also, this is something important, as you can see, in just 1 second it made a 20-cent drop, almost 20-cent drop. That can happen, and that is very scary, and that's why every second counts in trading. You can keep going. I didn't buy it here, I bought it. We can go to, I was watching it for quite some time. As you can see here, it starts coming back up, and I'm just looking for, okay, when will it break this bar, this negative bar? When will it go past this one? And there it does. So I keep watching for a little bit. And there you go. I just bought hoping that it will rise. Now, I actually, excuse me, yeah, I hold this for a while as it keeps going. 17, 15. As you can see, it just keeps kind of going around this level, maybe even almost a little bit lower. Just stays around there, just before the $0.50, and it doesn't go past that. So in the end, I set a sell order and just wait for it to close. And oh, there it did. I'm sorry, I missed that. There we go. Here, it filled at 350. So it even goes a little bit higher than 350. You can just see it there at 350, 52. But I sold it because I was afraid it's going to fall just like the other ones. Now, if we look at the chart, that was around 334. Yeah, that was around. This was this bar. As you can see, it falls, and then it goes sideways. But in the end, it did keep rising. Now this was impossible to foresee, and today it seems like the two choices that I made with keeping the stock were exactly the wrong ones. This one actually would have recovered, and I would have made a bit more profit on it. However, I didn't know this. And I thought it wouldn't, and I was afraid. So there we go. I made $2.50. So today was not a good day. You can see there were some emotions going into this, some greed, some FOMO, and then too much risk. I took too big of a risk at the trading in the very first 10 minutes of the market. Now, let me go back to the video. At this time, it was at 9:47. That's quite early. All right, I'm not done yet. Sorry. After this, I kept watching two other stocks. We can see that here. I was watching VTVT and BIOC and 10. So I saw this one. That was just, no, I saw this one. What level is this? 333. Yes, I was watching it through here. I actually saw this rise, and I missed this one. And I'm sorry for this information window all the time. I was going through here around this time, and I missed this quick rise, and I was then waiting for the first pullback and then a continuation. However, as you can see, it went sideways, and then after a couple of minutes, it dropped quite a lot, quite much. Again, you can see this level is from 330 all the way to 313, 17 cents in 1 minute chart, which is probably in just 1 second, very few seconds. And then it kept rising a little bit, but after that it started fading. So this one didn't provide an opportunity for me to go into it, and that's why I didn't end up trading it. And then the next one was BIOC, which I saw this rise, this super big rise, and I missed it, of course, and I was watching it for a continuation after a first pullback. However, it didn't end up. It went sideways for quite a long time, and then it came up to 224 very briefly, but then it just started fading. And again, I didn't really see a quick opportunity here. This one could have been one, I think. However, what is this? 214 to 228. I didn't 214, and the previous high was 220. I think I was just not, given that it was already close to 10. I was not too eager on this one. Maybe it would have been a good trade. I'm not too sure actually. This does look like I could have made a couple of cents. However, I didn't see a good opportunity to go in as it was going sideways for quite a long time. There was not a clear signal that it would go beyond 220, and it didn't even the high was 224, as you can see, or 228 at some point. But other than that, it didn't go any higher. So I didn't take a trade in this one, of this one. Now, at that time, I still had the BLNK position. As you see, 1042, I just sold it. So we can see that I was watching this, and it just kept going sideways, and at this point I figured, okay, this is maybe the end of it, and I sold it after this brief spike in this slow turn down. Yep, that was my trading today. Anyway, I want to keep doing this in the next few weeks. I want to record every day that I trade, and I want to tell you my thoughts, what I was doing, and why I was doing this, and maybe you can learn one thing or another. Another thing I want to talk about actually are a couple. Let me get rid of these, not this one. This, I want to talk about some other few things that are important. MD, let's start with this one. I was trading these stocks in the last few days. As I said, I started Thursday. Oh yes, I can show you my account in case you don't believe me. So this is the TradeZero website. And here we can go into history, go all of January. You can see my first day of trading was the 17th last week. That was Thursday. And yeah, I've had a very bad week, as you can see. The market was not very good. And I am still learning. But that's exactly why I'm making these videos, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. MDWD. Let me check the daily chart on this one. In fact, let me see if I can get a 60-minute might be good. It's 1 hour. Even let's go lower than that, 30 minutes. I was trading this one yesterday, I believe. And wait. All right, my apologies. I had to check my notes. Another reason why I held these stocks today for so long is that sometimes things like this happen. I was trading this 2 days ago, and I had seen this rise up to 555. These are the 5-minute charts, so this is a 5-minute bar. So these three are 15 minutes. And I was watching it. Actually, I had watched it up until this point, and here the slow rise was just too slow. I didn't expect anything, and then I missed this one. And I was watching it to go into here. But as you can see on the next 5-minute bar, it had a range of 549 to 524. So 25 cents, 24 cents, which is quite a lot. So in this one, I was watching it, and a little bit longer, and it started here at 5. At 5. What it started? It started at 551, but again a 20-cent range. 30-cent range, even in this 34-cent range. I was watching it through these roughly 15 minutes, and I didn't see much happening. And then I went back and I stopped, and as you can see, just in the 30 minutes later, I just checked again and I saw it had suddenly risen 50 cents. So I was hoping for something like this to happen. There were a couple of incidents like that in the last few days. There is this one. There is MBOT, MBOT, and MBOT. If we look yesterday, I think it was this one. 1030, 964. Wait a second. MBOT 1030. In fact, I should go into the 1-minute chart yesterday. Yes, yeah, exactly. This is better. So this one had risen quite dramatically throughout the day, and of course well, no, I didn't miss. I took one trade early where I made a little bit of profit. That was around here in this area where I made a little bit of profit. And then it went down again, and then it rose again a little bit higher. But as you can see here, I think that was my trade. Let me just double check. Yes, exactly. Just about here, this pullback, I thought it would be a small pullback, and I bought at 9.52, and then literally in 1 second, just a couple of seconds later, it dropped 50 cents almost. And that was so unforeseeable in my opinion. I really did not see that coming. So I had to stop out. In the end, I could have just held through it and it would have risen even higher later. But again, you don't know this. You don't know this as you trade. There are a couple of examples where stocks just kind of slowly grind up to a higher level throughout the day. But there are just as many examples. I actually checked all the trades I made last week. Just as many examples of stocks that simply don't. They fall and then they just keep falling slowly. So it is at most a 50-50 chance of this working. So the risk is a bit too high, and it's probably not smart to take it. So now let me stop here. I've made this video a lot longer than I intended. I do hope that you could learn something and that you appreciate it. Anyway, leave any comments below, anything I can change. And I can improve. I'm sure there's lots of things. I will keep uploading these in the next few days, and let's see what I can learn in the next few days, and maybe I will be able to learn with you. All right, goodbye.